What's up out there? Welcome back to some more RuneScape 3, and this is episode 6. Now, we just got done with that big double XP event, and man, that was a great time. So I spent a lot of time working on all the double XP stuff, and I spent a good chunk of time here at the fort getting this thing finished off. I don't remember where I was in the last video. I may have had all tier 1 and 2 of these buildings. Basically, the only thing I have left is the tier 3 stuff because I don't have the level for it. Like, I need level 80, 90, 95, and 99. So I don't have the ability to build the rest of the buildings here or build the final tiers for all these buildings. But I have enough of it, and I've been using this, and it's been really nice. I spent a decent chunk of time working on a lot of different skills. So I took advantage of the Protean, a lot of the Protean stuff that was in here, and I did a lot of mining and smithing and stuff like that. I did one quest called Druidic Ritual. I can't remember if I needed that for something. It's kind of a long time ago. One thing I found out, as a side note, I was doing some Slayer stuff. I found out that you have to get like this rock hammer or the salt shaker or the ice shaker, stuff like that. I didn't realize you had to buy this stuff and put it in your belt. So that was kind of a realization, because I went to kill something out in the desert. I think it was with this ice shaker thing, and I had to go put that on, and then I could right click and tell him to die, which apparently there's another item in here that lets you kill him automatically or something. I don't know. But I found out that there is something that I needed to have in order to kill them, so I went ahead and bought a few of the other things. There's a couple of things like this fungicide shaker. I can't equip that. But all the stuff that I could buy, I just went ahead and picked up and equipped. So I've got that stuff now for whatever that's worth. And while I was doing that, I finished off the Slayer task I was on. And the next Slayer task I have is for... I got to talk to that guy again. Oh, he told me to go talk to somebody else. And I got to remember who that was. But that was going to start a whole quest line, and I didn't feel like getting into quests. I wanted to focus as much on skilling as possible and not so much on questing. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I spent a lot of time with a lot of different stuff. So one of the things that I worked on was divination, and I don't remember what level I had. I started at like 40 or something like that, but I'm up at 56 here, and I knew I wasn't going to get there, but I pushed ahead because divination, crafting, and smithing go into invention, and I wanted to get that skill open a little sooner, so I pushed a little bit on these and worked on that. The other thing I did, well, I found out with these Gathixian caches, like, I didn't know what they were. I kept seeing something pop up down in the little chat window down here, and I've seen that for a long time, and I just never knew what it meant. Well, apparently you can dive into the hole and go play a little mini game, so I did that diversion and played that a couple of times. I think there might be some rewards from it other than just XP, but you have to hit it at a certain time or something. I was trying to get this done, and I didn't really pay attention to when that time was or dig into it any further, but I got that far, and I found out that you could actually go down inside there and do some other stuff, so I thought that was cool. As I was digging around or messing around, I found Agent 003, the other penguin, so I got another one of those drops. I don't remember what he dropped, but he dropped something, and might have been these miscellaneous teleports. I can't remember. I got a few things here and there, but you know, I was fast and furious on working on skills, so didn't really get all of it. So one of the things that I worked on was mining and smithing. So I've now got my mining and smithing leveled up, and I have my, I can't put it on yet, or no, I can do the orichalcum gear, but I can't do the necronium gear. So I've got necronium bars, I think that's what they're called. I went out and mined up a bunch of that, the necrite and phasmatite. So I've got that, and I've got some necronium bars, which I did smith into some stuff. What did I make? I went ahead and put together the pickaxe, and I think I made the ore box, and I also went ahead and made the necronium matic, but I can't equip this thing yet. And then I've got the ore box, so I thought that was pretty cool. They're, you know, at least I've leveled up those to 70s, pushed ahead pretty far with that. Let's see here. I got Hunter to level 70. That let me build tier 2 of something out on Anachronia, so I got that done, the Hunter Lodge or whatever. And that was a boring slog. I had a bunch of these protean traps, so I just went up to the place in Anachronia. There's a mining place in Anachronia that had birds next to it. So I just went over there and dropped that. Man, that's just mind-numbingly boring. You just keep dropping those traps. I know there's better ways, but I had these traps. Like I had 1,000 of these traps, and I knew where those birds were, and I was going to go do some mining anyway, so I just kind of stopped and did both. Literally killed 2 birds with 1 stone because I was over there mining and doing the other stuff. Using these protean planks to make the wood stuff was fantastic. I did a bunch of that, so I have a bunch of extra frames and things sitting here waiting. I did a whole bunch of wood cutting, and you know, I worked a lot on a lot of these skills. I worked on magic for a little while. I did some of that stuff. Wood cutting, I got up to level 60. I did that the other day. So basically, I spent quite a bit of time, some dungeoneering. I did some archaeology. Some of these other skills, like I need to work on, say, summoning or fletching and stuff like that. Fishing is one that I'm really lagging behind on. I did a bunch of combat stuff. I was trying to get my attack skill up to level 60 so I could put orichalcum stuff in. So I really spent a lot of time focused on skills, and that's kind of all I did. That's basically it. What playtime I did, I tried to get as much in as I could, was focused on that. Now, the other thing I've kind of started to do is to look at these toolbars down here and what I can equip. And I was looking up some recommendations on what to put here, so I've kind of got some things puzzled out. And while I was doing some Demonheim the other day, I was kicking it around, and I noticed on there some of these buttons have the adrenaline part to it. So I started tinkering with that, and I found out that it's recommended to use a 2-handed weapon or a dual wield or something rather than a shield. So I've made that change. I really haven't gotten into combat since. And then I started trying to adjust some of these other toolbars down here, trying to just figure things out. I went ahead and moved like my melee, defense, ranged, all that stuff. I put all those skills here so that I can switch between them and drag stuff over as I level up. It'll let me find that stuff fairly easily instead of trying to figure out where it's at all in this other menus. Like I think that's in the powers menu or something. So rather than trying to dig through all this stuff, which I suppose I could set, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure some of these out. But I did start tinkering with this and trying to follow some guide or something like that to set it all off. So what I plan on doing now is reevaluating where I'm at, because I know there's the Royal Crest quest that lets me do something with silver and gold bars. I want to get that quest done, but then I think I'm good. One of the goals that I had was getting my magic leveled up to 60, because I believe the quest to unlock Senatston is level 60. That gets me into a whole area of stuff, all this stuff in the middle here for archaeology. But once I hit a certain level in archaeology here, this infernal art I was able to unlock, and that is in this actual archaeology place that's right around here. So I can go in there and start digging on that stuff. So I started doing that a little bit too. So and now I've leveled up a lot of these skills, so a lot more quests are opened up, or a few more anyway. So I got to reevaluate where I'm at and start setting some goals for things and figuring out what I need to do. So that is where I am, and I really dug the double XP event. Like, you get a lot further, but you don't necessarily get as far as you think. Like, it's a lot of XP, and it goes quick, but I couldn't sit down and get to, say, level 80 divination right now. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's a lot of other skills I was working on, but it doesn't seem like you can just, unless you just push that one skill to its max. It felt like, you know, the double XP gets you a little further, but it's not like, you're not hitting 99 on every skill every time. You know what I mean? Like, it moves the needle, but it doesn't move the needle like tremendously well. And this place is a complete desert town. This was awesome. They were popping off with all the different bonuses that were popping up. It was great. All the different power cores and infernal cores and all that. all that was fantastic. And now it's gone, and this has quieted down quite a bit, which is kind of nice because there were so many portable tools here. You couldn't really find the work or the bank chest that easily. But anyway, I had a really good time with the double XP event. I don't know when they're going to do another one, but it is what it is. I got some goals to get where I wanted to be so I could do certain quests. So I'm pleased with that. And I have my combat levels gone up a little bit, and my skill levels gone up quite a bit. I gained quite a few levels, I think, doing all that. So anyway, kind of going to regroup after the double XP event. We now have a new yak track to go on. So I'm going to dive into that and kind of go through all this stuff and see what those changes are. But anyway, that will do it for this one. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.